Welcome back to Learning Room Pro. If you're feeling stressed today because your goals are taking too long, this video is exactly for you. Today, we are going to talk about a life-changing phrase. Don't worry, it takes time. Let's look at why your slow progress is actually a sign of your hidden strength. We live in an era dominated by speed, where everyone expects instant results. When we learn a new language or start a project, we want success within days. When that does not happen, a toxic sense of worry creeps into our minds. We begin to ask ourselves why we are not good enough yet. But a living human mind requires time to adapt, reorganize, and grow. When you expect instant success, you set yourself up for constant disappointment. To understand why things take time, look at the Chinese bamboo tree. When a farmer plants a bamboo seed, he waters it for 4 years, but nothing happens. It looks like a complete failure to anyone watching from the outside. Then, in the fifth year, a tiny green shoot breaks through the dirt. Within 6 weeks, that bamboo tree shoots up to a height of 80 feet. Did the bamboo tree grow 80 feet in 6 weeks? Or did it take 5 years? The answer is that it took 5 years of silent work. During those years, the bamboo tree was busy building a massive root system beneath the surface. It was preparing its foundation to support the immense height it would achieve later. If it had grown rapidly without deep roots, the first strong wind would have knocked it over. Your life operates in the exact same way when you learn a new skill. When you are studying grammar, practicing pronunciation, or reading, you are in your underground phase. You might feel like you are making zero progress every day. But in reality, you are busy building your mental root system. Every mistake you make is not a failure. It is simply your roots growing deeper. Patience is not just a moral virtue, it is a biological necessity for your brain. Every time you speak a word in a new language, neurons fire in your brain. When you first start, these neural pathways are faint, slow, and unpaved. Navigating this new path requires an immense amount of conscious energy and effort. This is exactly why beginners feel exhausted and confused so quickly. As you repeat an action day after day, your brain builds a smooth superhighway. This physical process cannot be rushed by working 24 hours in a single day. The brain requires rest, sleep, and consistent daily repetition over many months. You cannot cram months of skill development into a single weekend. Your brain physically changes shape when you learn, and that requires time. We often look at successful professionals and assume they possess natural talent. By attributing their success to luck, we give ourselves an excuse to quit. But behind any great achievement, you will find an ocean of time and struggle. When you see a fluent English speaker, you are seeing the final product. You do not see the thousands of hours of quiet practice behind closed doors. One of the greatest enemies of long-term success is the plateau of latent potential. When we begin a learning journey, we expect our progress to be a straight line. Unfortunately, actual progress rarely follows a straight line. It follows a lagging curve. For weeks, you might put in effort, but your noticeable results remain completely flat. This creates a difficult gap known as the Valley of Disappointment. This valley is the exact location where most people lose hope and give up. They say they have been practicing for a month without seeing a difference. What they fail to realize is that their effort is not being wasted. All the hours spent practicing are heating up the system, just like warming ice. Your daily practice is adding heat to your potential, so do not quit before the melting point. To maintain your peace of mind, fall in love with the process, not the outcome. Find joy in the act of practicing itself instead of waiting for a distant goal. Celebrate the fact that you completed your 15 minutes of reading today. Second, measure your progress backward by looking at how far you have come. Compare yourself today to the version of yourself from 1 year ago. Third, reduce the daily volume and focus entirely on increasing your consistency. It is infinitely better to study for just 15 minutes every day without fail. Small, manageable actions repeated consistently over time create an unstoppable compound effect. Finally, normalize mistakes as data rather than an emotional judgment on your intelligence. A mistake simply shows you where your current boundary is. As we wrap up today's video on Learning Room Pro, remember these words. Don't worry, it takes time. You are right where you need to be, and your life is not a race against others. Take a deep breath, release the unnecessary stress, and keep showing up every single day. Your efforts are working, your roots are growing, and your breakthrough is coming. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with us today. If this message gave you peace of mind, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel for more deep learning content and share this with a friend. Keep moving forward, keep learning, and remember that great things take time. See you in the next video.